Hello again, people. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about 2013-14 Week 1 NFL predictions. In the first game, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos at home over the Baltimore Ravens. Denver will be seeking retribution over the Baltimore Ravens after last year's heartbreaking defeat against Baltimore, and thus derailing Peyton Manning in his quest for a second Super Bowl title, possibly. Now, the Baltimore Ravens still, might be a good team, not a great team. They did lose Ray Lewis last season, so the defense might not be quite as ravenous as it had shown in the last, especially in the postseason of last season. I think Denver will be seeking retribution. This will be a game for Denver. Will win at home. Next game, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots on the road against the Buffalo Bills. New England has really dominated the AFC East over the last 3 seasons, compiling a 16-2 record against them. And 49-19, I guess we could say that the demolition that the Patriots had subjugated, 49-19 win that the Patriots subjugated over the New York Jets last season was emblematic of this domination, and I think we'll see it continue in this game. Expect New England to win on the road. It shouldn't be much of a contest for them. Next game, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals on the road against the Chicago Bears. As most of us know, the Chicago Bears lost a polarizing defensive player by the name of Brian Urlacher last season, and I think this will impact them this season, their chances and prospects of making the postseason. The Bengals are a team on the rise. They have aspirations for a division title. I think the Bengals start off this season with a victory on the road. Tough game against the Bears. In the next game, I'm going to take Miami on the road versus the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns seem to be in a perpetual reclamation project, while Miami is a team, a lot of people, analysts seem to think that they can give the Patriots a run for their money this season. That remains to be seen. Miami, though, just has a little better personnel than Cleveland. I think they get this game on the road. Now, next game, I'm going to take Atlanta, another road victory I'm going to go with. Over the New Orleans Saints. The Saints will be better this year, granted. They were a team, that was, had a tumultuous season last season. They missed a lot of players missed games due to the bounty scandal, and this year they'll have their full lineup back, plus acquisitions they made in the offseason. But Atlanta has their sights on, trying to get that elusive Super Bowl win for them and Matt Ryan. I think Atlanta starts out with a good road victory over the Saints. Next game, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on the road versus the New York Jets. The Jets have named rookie Geno Smith the starting QB, and I really think this is a very bad game for him to start. Especially, they're going to go against the player that they once had in Darrelle Revis on the Tampa Bay Bucks. The New York Jets are another team. They're in disarray. This is a team that has problems right now, the size of Manhattan, and I really think in this particular game they will lose. Maybe competitive game, but they will lose to Tampa Bay. Next game, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh Steelers at home versus the Tennessee Titans. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers may be on the decline a little bit. Ben Roethlisberger, his health and his status is kind of, even though I'm sure he's going to play, is he 100%? Who really knows? But this is against the team. Tennessee Titans were last in scoring defense last season. I think this should be a fairly easy win for the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Tennessee hasn't won in Pittsburgh in, Lord knows how long, and I think the streak continues. They will lose to Pittsburgh in this game. Next game, Detroit at home versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Detroit Lions, they came off a very disheartening and disappointing season, granted. They had a number of close games, though. I do believe luck and, things that are providential do play a role in the NFL. And I believe, Detroit, had some tough losses this season. I think they'll start out the season with a tough win. I'm not saying they'll finish strong, but this is a team, Detroit Lions, that I think is going to start out pretty good. And Minnesota is a good but not great team. They're on the road against Detroit. I think Detroit takes this. Now in the next game, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts over the Oakland Raiders. Indianapolis coming off a great season with Andrew Luck. Speaking of providential, some teams have all the luck, and Indianapolis apparently is one of them. They have their set sight on the division title. I think they're going to dethrone Houston this season in that department. Oakland, is a team that seems like they're in constant reclamation, rebuilding mode, and I look for Oakland to lose to Indy in this game. Next game, I'm going to take Seattle Seahawks over the Carolina Panthers. Seattle is on the road. Yes, they're not nearly as good on the road as they are at home. At home, they're nearly invincible. But Seattle, I think, is a Super Bowl caliber team this season. They had a great active offseason, and I think they get jump-started with a solid victory over Carolina in their opening game this season. Now, the next game, I'll go with Kansas City on the road versus Jacksonville. Kansas City was 2-14 last year. Their offense was anemic. They had a number, they were, bottom 5 or 10 a number of offensive statistical categories. They're also a team with had a very low interception total for their defense last season. They will bounce back this year. They could go even as high as 10-6 in a wild card spot. I have them at 7-9. This is arguably the most improved team in the NFL. Jacksonville should have Maurice Jones-Drew back in this game, but it's not going to be enough. Kansas City takes this on the road. St. Louis Rams at home over the Arizona Cardinals. St. Louis right now has gotten instant credibility with Jeff Fisher as coach. They won 7-8-1 last season, and they had the best divisional record in the NFC West. I think they continue their strong play against the NFC West in this game, and they shouldn't have much problems taking care of Arizona at home. Next game, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers over the Green Bay Packers. San Francisco 49ers, they literally ran roughshod over Green Bay last season, and in a running demolition. The Green Bay Packers, I don't know if their run defense is going to be capable of holding, even containing Colin Kaepernick and company. And I'm going to look for, San Francisco can win in a dominating effort in this game. Till Green Bay learns how to stop the run, I don't know, if they're really a team to make it to the Super Bowl, if they're Super Bowl caliber, but they're certainly perennial playoff contender. But I think in this game, I will go with San Francisco. The next game, I'm going to take the New York Giants on the road versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas had beaten the Giants in opening game for them last season. I think the Giants have vengeance on their mind. Yes, they are on the road, but the Giants, generally do play the Cowboys well, and I don't think they're going to lose back-to-back opening games against them. The Giants have division title set on their, and I think they're going to get the division this year, and I think they started off with a good win over the Dallas Cowboys. Next game, take the Washington Redskins at home over the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington with quarterback RG3, may not be 100% for this game. If you assume he is going to play, it's still, they're going to be good enough to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are another team that are in that reclamation, rebuilding mode, and with the new, revamped coaching staff, this is a transition year for them. This is a road game. I don't think they're going to start off with a victory over the Redskins, of the reigning NFC East Division champs. So I'll take the Redskins at home. Last but not least, I'm going to take the Houston Texans on the road versus the San Diego Chargers. The Houston Texans, they didn't finish the season strong last season. In their last 4 games, they surrendered about 28 points per game. The defense was exploited. However, Houston in this particular game has a better team than San Diego. Their personnel is a little bit better, I believe. Even if San Diego, might be a little improved this season, it's not going to be enough to stop a very high-octane offense with the Houston Texans, who should have all their main proponents on offense, their biggies, healthy. Texans start off with a Week 1 victory over San Diego. Well, people, that will conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment for Week 1 for the 2013-14 NFL season. And stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about my picks for Week 2 of the 2013-14 NFL season. Until next time, people, stay well.